There comes a day in every person's life when they finally get tired of living below their potential. A day when something deep inside says, enough, enough of waiting, enough of wasting time, enough of making excuses. Because deep down, you know you were not created to live an average life. You were built for more. You were built to rise, to lead, to create, to win. But none of that happens by accident. It happens by choice. You either control your days, or your days will control you. You either wake up with intention, or you wake up reacting to the world around you. And that's where most people lose the battle right at the beginning of the day. They start with distraction instead of direction. They start with excuses instead of energy. They start thinking about what they don't have instead of what they can build. If you want to change your life, you must change how you start your mornings. Because every single morning is a new chance to rewrite your story. Every sunrise gives you a decision. Rise with it, or stay stuck in yesterday. Successful people don't have easier lives, they just choose stronger habits. They wake up with a purpose so clear that no obstacle can distract them. They understand that the world doesn't give rewards for intentions. It rewards consistency, discipline, and effort. You must make yourself a promise today. No more wasted mornings. No more lazy starts. No more waiting for motivation to appear. The life you dream of will not come from wishing. It will come from working. It will come from waking up every day with focus, drive, and discipline. It will come from being hungry enough to build even when no one is cheering you on. This is the moment to stop living like time is unlimited, because it's not. Every day that passes is a day you never get back. You either use it to build your future, or you give it away to distractions and regrets. The people who rise in life are the ones who treat each day as an opportunity, not a burden. They move with urgency, with intention, with a deep knowing that the way you start your day shapes everything that follows. So, from this moment on, decide that every morning you wake up will have meaning. Decide that you'll rise with purpose, with focus, with fire. Because when you start each day with purpose, not excuses, everything begins to shift. Your confidence grows. Your habits sharpen your results. And soon the world will see what you always knew was inside you. The power to change everything. Every morning is a new chance to rewrite your story. A new day to decide who you want to be, what you want to build, and how you want to live. When you wake up, you either rise with purpose or fall into excuses. And that single choice decides how your day will go. Most people don't realize that the first few minutes after they wake up set the tone for everything that follows. If you open your eyes and start thinking about your problems, your doubts, your fears, then that's what you carry all day. But if you wake up with gratitude, determination, and a decision to make today count, then your energy, your focus, and your actions start to align with something greater. Purpose is what gives life meaning. Without it, you drift. You start reacting to life instead of directing it. And when you live without direction, you start to feel lost, unmotivated, and trapped in cycles that never move forward. You have to understand that purpose doesn't have to be something huge or dramatic. It's not only about changing the world or building an empire. It's about deciding every single morning that you're going to live with intention. Maybe your purpose today is to be more patient, to work with more focus, to treat people better, or to improve your health. It doesn't matter how small it seems. What matters is that it's intentional. When you start each day with purpose, you give your energy a direction. And when your energy has direction, your life starts to move forward naturally. Excuses are the enemy of progress. They sound harmless, but they steal years from people. I'm tired. I'll start tomorrow. I don't have time. It's too hard. These phrases destroy more dreams than failure ever could. Excuses feel comfortable in the moment because they protect you from discomfort, but what they really do is chain you to mediocrity. Every time you choose an excuse, you give away your power. You tell yourself that something outside of you controls your results, your mood, your situation, your past. And when you give away your power like that, life starts to control you instead of the other way around. There's something powerful that happens when you stop making excuses and start making choices. You start to realize that no one is responsible for your life but you. That truth can be uncomfortable, but it's also freeing because it means you have the power to change. You can change how you think, how you work, how you talk to yourself, how you treat others, and how you spend your time. The moment you decide that you're responsible for everything in your life, you stop waiting for someone to save you and start saving yourself. When you start your day with purpose, your habits begin to change naturally. You stop snoozing the alarm because you have a reason to get up. You start planning your day because you don't want to waste it. You stop scrolling through your phone first thing in the morning because your focus is too valuable. Purpose creates clarity, and clarity creates discipline. And discipline gives you freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from chaos, freedom from that feeling of being stuck. Most people wake up reacting. They grab their phone, check messages, scroll through social media, and compare their lives to everyone else. Before they even get out of bed, their minds are already cluttered. Their thoughts are already filled with things that don't matter. And then they wonder why they feel lost. But those who start the day with purpose take a few quiet moments to decide how they want to feel, what they want to accomplish, and who they want to be today. That small difference changes everything. The world rewards those who live with intention. It respects those who move with focus. You don't need to announce your plans. Your consistency will speak for you. You don't need to talk about what you're going to do. Your results will show it. People can feel when someone is living on purpose. There's a calm strength in their voice, a quiet fire in their eyes. They don't rush through life trying to prove themselves. They just move forward, one solid day at a time. When you wake up with purpose, you stop waiting for motivation to strike. Motivation fades, but purpose stays. Motivation is an emotion, but purpose is a decision. It's that decision that makes you do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. When your alarm goes off and your bed feels warm, your purpose is what reminds you why you can't stay there. When challenges hit and nothing seems to go your way, your purpose gives you the strength to keep going. Start your day by feeding your mind before you feed your distractions. Read something uplifting. Write down your goals. Spend a moment in silence. Think about the kind of person you want to be today, not someday, not when life gets easier, but today. Ask yourself, what would the best version of me do today? And then live that answer. You only get this one day once. It will never come back again. How you use it matters. You could spend it complaining, waiting, or doubting, or you could spend it growing, creating, and becoming someone better than yesterday. You don't need to have the whole path figured out. You just need to take one intentional step forward. That's how real change happens. Small, consistent decisions stacked together over time. The truth is, your life will not change by accident. It changes when you decide that it has to. When you wake up one day and realize that excuses are keeping you small, that your comfort zone is stealing your potential, and that you're tired of feeling like you're waiting for something to happen. The moment you decide to start living with purpose, your energy changes, your focus sharpens. You begin to attract opportunities because your mind is clear and your actions are aligned. You don't have to be perfect to start living with purpose. You just have to start. Wake up tomorrow and remind yourself that you have another chance to move closer to the life you want. The person you want to become is built one morning at a time. Every sunrise is a new opportunity to take control of your direction, to push a little harder, to be a little better, and to create a life that you're proud of. When you wake up tomorrow, choose purpose over excuses. Choose progress over comfort. Choose to rise instead of repeat. Because if you can control your mornings, you can control your days. And if you can control your days, you can control your life. That's how transformation happens, quietly, daily, through small decisions made with purpose. Chapter 2. Discipline is the key to freedom. Discipline is the difference between the life you want and the life you settle for. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not opportunity, because all of those mean nothing without consistency. The truth is, discipline gives you control. Control over your time, over your mind, over your emotions, over your future. Without it, you live by impulse. With it, you live by design. Most people think freedom means doing whatever they want. But real freedom doesn't come from doing what you feel like. It comes from mastering what you should do, even when you don't feel like it. Freedom is waking up every day and knowing you're not a prisoner to your laziness, your distractions, or your fears. Freedom is being able to say no to what doesn't matter because you're committed to what does, and the price of that kind of freedom is discipline. The problem is, people want the reward without the routine. They want success without structure. They want results without sacrifice. But it doesn't work that way. You don't get in shape because you went to the gym once. You don't build wealth because you saved one paycheck. You don't become wise because you read one book. Discipline is doing the right thing repeatedly until it becomes a part of who you are. The moment you start practicing discipline, you begin separating yourself from the crowd. Most people live reacting to life. They wake up late, rush through the day, and wonder why they never get ahead. Discipline puts you in control. It helps you say, this is my plan, this is my standard, this is my direction. It takes ordinary habits and turns them into extraordinary results. Think about it. Every successful person you admire built their life on discipline. Athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, they all have one thing in common. They didn't always feel motivated, but they still showed up. They built systems when others were making excuses. They created order where others lived in chaos. And over time, their discipline became their advantage. Discipline builds trust with yourself. Every time you do what you said you'd do, your confidence grows. You start believing in your word again. You stop relying on motivation and start relying on commitment. Because motivation fades, discipline doesn't. Discipline shows up even when motivation is gone. You'll notice something powerful when you become disciplined. You stop needing to chase results. The results start chasing you. Because when you consistently do the right things, success becomes predictable. You no longer hope for progress, you expect it. You no longer dream about change, you live it. Discipline is not punishment, it's power. It's saying no to short-term comfort for long-term growth. It's choosing structure over chaos, focus over distraction, and consistency over laziness. When you develop discipline, you stop fighting battles that don't matter. You stop wasting time on meaningless things. You focus your energy where it counts, on building the life you truly want. There will be days when you don't feel like working, when the effort seems heavy, when progress feels invisible. Those are the days that test your character. Those are the days that separate the strong from the weak. Anyone can show up when it's easy. True growth happens when you show up, even when it's hard. Discipline makes you unstoppable because it removes emotions from your decisions. You don't wait to feel like it. You just do it. You do what's required because you've built the mindset of consistency. You're not moved by mood swings or comfort zones. You're driven by purpose. Most people want success fast. They want comfort and results at the same time. But success doesn't come fast. It comes daily, through small, boring, repetitive actions that no one sees. Discipline is what makes you keep going when the excitement disappears. It's what keeps you consistent when no one is watching. If you ever feel stuck, check your habits. Are they leading you forward or holding you back? The smallest habits create waking up early, staying organized, finishing tasks on time, saying no to distractions. These small acts of discipline build your character and define your destiny. There's a peace that comes with being disciplined. You don't live in chaos. You don't live with guilt or regret. You go to bed knowing you gave your best today. That's real freedom, because freedom isn't about doing less. It's about living with clarity, purpose, and control. So decide to live by discipline. Decide to show up even when it's hard. Decide to finish what you start, because every time you choose discipline, you choose growth. Every time you push through laziness, you strengthen your mind. Every time you say no to excuses, you say yes to your future. If you stay consistent, the same habits that feel uncomfortable today will become effortless tomorrow. The same routines that feel heavy will turn into momentum. And one day, you'll look back and realize that discipline didn't just give you success. It gave you freedom. The kind of freedom that can't be bought. The kind of freedom that comes from mastering yourself. You don't need to be perfect to be disciplined. You just need to keep showing up. Because the truth is, discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build every single day. Through effort, through focus, through repetition. And when you build it, you'll discover something powerful. You don't have to chase success anymore. You become the kind of person success is attracted to. That's what discipline does. It does not just change your habits, it changes your identity. It turns you into someone who doesn't quit, someone who doesn't fold under pressure, someone who keeps moving forward no matter what. And that kind of person always finds freedom because they earned it. Chapter 3, focus on progress, not perfection. Most people never move forward in life because they're waiting for everything to be perfect. They wait for the right time, the right mood, the right opportunity. But life doesn't reward perfection, with progress. The world moves forward when people take action, not when they sit around trying to make everything flawless. The truth is, perfection doesn't exist. It's an illusion that holds you back, drains your confidence, and kills your momentum. Progress, on the other hand, is what builds your future, one small step at a time. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to be the best right now. You just have to start, improve a little each day, and stay consistent. When you focus on progress, you start to enjoy the process instead of being paralyzed by the fear of failure. Progress is real. Progress means you're learning, growing, adapting, and getting better, even if no one else notices it yet. Too many people quit early because they judge their beginnings against someone else's middle. They look at others' results and feel behind. But you're not supposed to be where they are. You're supposed to be where you are. Every person's journey is different, and your responsibility is to get better than you were yesterday. That's it. When you wake up every day with that mindset, to grow, not to impress, you become unstoppable. The problem with chasing perfection is that it steals your focus. Instead of doing something, you spend all your time overthinking. You hesitate, you doubt yourself, and you never finish what you start. Progress teaches you something perfection never will: momentum. Because when you act, even if imperfectly, you create energy, and energy compounds. One small improvement leads to another, and before you know it, you've transformed your life piece by piece. You'll never get everything right on the first try. No one does. Every master was once a beginner who made mistakes, failed repeatedly, and learned from each setback. The difference is they didn't stop, they valued progress over perfection. They knew the goal wasn't to be flawless, it was to evolve, and that's what made them great. When you aim for perfection, you set yourself up for disappointment. But when you aim for progress, you set yourself up for growth. The more you grow, the more capable you become. You start believing in yourself again. You realize that mistakes aren't proof of weakness. They're proof that you're trying. They're proof that you're willing to take risks, to learn, to get uncomfortable, to move forward while others stay stuck. Think about your life right now. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet. Maybe your goals still feel far away. But if you've improved even 1% from last month, you're moving in the right direction. That's worth being proud of, because real change doesn't happen overnight. It happens through daily effort. Every workout, every study session, every small act of consistency adds up to something bigger than you can imagine. Progress builds confidence. Each time you take a small step, you prove to yourself that you can keep going. You stop being afraid of the process and start trusting it. You stop being obsessed with instant results and start falling in love with growth. That's how progress transforms you. It changes your mindset from I have to be perfect to I just have to be better. Perfection says don't start until it's right. Progress says start now and make it right as you go. One keeps you waiting, the other gets you moving. Life always rewards movement. Even small steps forward are better than standing still. Because progress, no matter how small, builds momentum. And momentum creates transformation. When you focus on progress, you stop judging yourself for what you're not, and you start appreciating who you're becoming. You stop worrying about the timeline, and you start valuing the effort. You begin to see that success isn't one giant leap. It's thousands of small, consistent steps that no one sees. You have to understand that growth takes time. The person who plants a tree doesn't dig it up every week to check its roots. They water it, nurture it, and trust the process. The same applies to your life. If you keep working, if you keep showing up, if you keep improving, results will come. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but they will, because progress always pays off. Progress means being patient with yourself. It means understanding that setbacks don't erase effort, that mistakes don't cancel growth, that every day you choose to keep going, you're building something valuable inside you: resilience, patience, and strength. These are the real foundations of success, not perfection. You don't grow by getting everything right. You grow by learning from what goes wrong. You grow by trying again. You grow by facing your fears and refusing to quit. Progress is what makes the impossible eventually feel possible. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. If you do that every single day, you'll look back one day and realize how far you've come. You'll see that the small steps, the daily effort, the consistency, it all added up to something extraordinary. The truth is, no one ever regrets starting small. People only regret not starting at all. So choose progress, choose effort, choose to move forward no matter how slow it feels, because perfection is an illusion, but progress is power. And the more you build it, the more unstoppable you become. Chapter 4, Master Your Thoughts to Master Your Life. Your entire life is built on what goes on in your mind. Every action you take, every word you speak, every choice you make starts first as a single thought. That's why the quality of your life will never rise above the quality of your thinking. If your thoughts are weak, your decisions will be weak. If your thoughts are scattered, your actions will be scattered. But if your thoughts are powerful, focused, and disciplined, your life will begin to reflect that same strength and clarity. Most people underestimate how much power the mind holds. They wake up every day and react to whatever comes their way. They let their emotions, circumstances, and opinions of others control how they think. And slowly, without realizing it, they hand over their inner power to the noise of the world. They become slaves to external triggers. What people said, what went wrong, what didn't work, or what they fear might happen. But those who rise to greatness, those who live life on their own terms, understand that everything begins in the mind. They don't wait for peace to come, they create it. They don't wait for motivation, they generate it. They don't wait for things to change. They begin by changing their thoughts. Your mind is the most valuable asset you own. It can make you or break you. It can turn pain into purpose or purpose into pain. It can make you unstoppable or make you miserable. And the beautiful truth is, you are in control of it. You decide what gets planted there, what grows, and what gets uprooted. The thoughts you feed daily become the foundation of your habits, your confidence, your emotions, and even your future. Every belief you hold today started as a thought. Every fear you carry started as a thought. Every dream you ever had began as a thought. So, when you learn to manage your thoughts, you're not just managing your emotions, you're shaping your entire destiny. It starts with awareness. You must become aware of what goes on in your mind. Pay attention to the conversations you have with yourself. Are they encouraging or are they filled with doubt? Are they empowering or do they drain you? You can't change what you don't recognize. The moment you start paying attention, you begin taking back control. Imagine your mind as a garden. Whatever you plant grows. If you plant seeds of fear, self-pity, and negativity, you'll harvest doubt, insecurity, and failure. But if you plant seeds of confidence, belief, and vision, you'll harvest courage, discipline, and growth. The mind never rests. It's always planting something. The question is, are you being intentional about what's growing there? Many people feed their minds with negativity every day without realizing it. They scroll through social media comparing their lives to others. They watch news that fills them with anxiety. They spend time with people who complain more than they create. And then they wonder why they feel drained, unmotivated, or lost. What goes in must come out. If you feed your mind junk, you'll produce junk. If you feed your mind value, wisdom, and truth, you'll produce strength. Start feeding your mind with thoughts that align with the person you want to become. If you want to be confident, stop thinking you're not enough. If you want to be successful, stop thinking it's impossible. Your thoughts must be consistent with your goals. You can't think small and expect to live big. You can't think weak and expect to act strong. You must start thinking in harmony with the vision you hold for your life. Mastering your thoughts doesn't mean you'll never face negative thinking again. It means you'll have the awareness and control to redirect it before it takes root. You'll learn to pause when your mind starts to wander toward fear, doubt, or anger, and shift it toward faith, growth, and gratitude. You'll stop letting your emotions run your life and start letting your principles guide it. Every strong mind practices this discipline daily. They meditate, reflect, read, and write. They protect their mental space from noise and distraction. They take time alone, not because they're antisocial, but because they understand that clarity is born in silence. They spend time nurturing thoughts that move them forward, instead of those that hold them back. If you ever feel like your thoughts are controlling you, remember this: you are not your thoughts. You are the observer behind them. Thoughts will come and go like clouds passing through the sky, but you decide which ones to give power to. You decide which ones stay and which ones go. The more you practice this awareness, the stronger your mental control becomes. The most powerful people you'll ever meet didn't get there by chance. They built their mindset brick by brick. They trained their thoughts the way athletes train their bodies. They filled their minds with ideas that aligned with who they wanted to be. They focused on growth, not gossip, on purpose, not distractions, on vision, not fear. When you master your thoughts, your outer life starts to match your inner order. You begin attracting people, opportunities, and energy that resonate with your focus. You stop chasing things and start creating them. You begin seeing solutions where others see problems, because your mind becomes your greatest tool, not your biggest enemy. If your thoughts today are filled with fear, anxiety, or comparison, remind yourself that this isn't permanent. It's a signal. It's your mind asking for discipline. You can train it the same way you train your muscles, with consistency. Replace every "I can't" with "I'll try." Replace every "I'm not ready" with "I'm learning." Replace every "I'm not enough" with "I'm growing stronger every day." Change begins with small shifts. Start by choosing one positive thought each morning. Something as simple as "I can handle whatever comes today" can change how you move through the day. Over time, these thoughts create emotional strength. Emotional strength builds mental discipline, and mental discipline shapes your reality. When you look at anyone who has achieved greatness, remember, they mastered their inner world before they conquered the outer one. Success doesn't start with money, talent, or luck. It starts with a calm, controlled, and focused mind. A mind that believes in its own power. A mind that doesn't crumble under pressure, but grows through it. You will face setbacks. You will experience moments of doubt. But if your thoughts are anchored in resilience, faith, and focus, you'll rise every single time. You'll no longer depend on motivation. You'll move from conviction. You'll no longer fear failure. You'll use it as feedback. You'll no longer be driven by emotion. You'll be guided by intention. To master your thoughts is to master your life, because what you repeatedly think about, you eventually become. Feed your mind strength and you'll live strong. Feed it fear and you'll live small. Every thought you choose today is either building your future or destroying it. Choose wisely. Choose power. Choose growth. In the end, real freedom is not found in controlling the world. It's found in controlling your mind. The moment you realize that your peace, your happiness, and your strength come from within, no one and nothing can take it away. That's when you become unstoppable. That's when life begins to align with your vision. Because you've learned the greatest secret of all. Master your thoughts and you'll master your life. Chapter 5. Surround yourself with growth-minded people. No one succeeds alone. No one climbs mountains without help, encouragement, or guidance. The people around you shape your mindset, your habits, your focus, and even your belief in what's possible. The energy of those you spend the most time with becomes the atmosphere of your life. If you surround yourself with lazy minds, your dreams will fade. If you surround yourself with ambitious thinkers, your spirit will rise. You can always tell where someone is going in life by who they spend their time with. If their circle talks about ideas, goals, and growth, that person is on the path to success. But if their circle spends hours gossiping, complaining, and blaming others, that person is going nowhere fast. You will either rise or fall, depending on who's walking beside you. That's why you must protect your circle with the same care that you protect your dreams. Growth-minded people see the world differently. They are not afraid to challenge themselves or others. They don't waste time blaming luck or circumstance. They focus on action and improvement. They believe effort creates results. When you're around people like that, it changes you. Their energy pushes you higher. Their conversations expand your thinking. Their discipline reminds you to stay consistent. Without even realizing it, their mindset becomes your standard. But when you stay around people who refuse to grow, you start shrinking. You lower your expectations just to fit in. You stop sharing your dreams because you're tired of being misunderstood. You start doubting your goals because no one around you believes in them. That's the silent danger of the wrong company. It doesn't destroy you overnight. It drains you slowly. It makes you second guess your own fire until it burns out completely. People influence you more than you think. Their beliefs slip into your mind through casual talk. Their fears start sounding like wisdom. Their excuses begin to feel reasonable. You don't even notice it happening. But one day, you wake up and realize you become like them, playing small, avoiding challenges, waiting for life to change instead of changing it yourself. That's why you must be intentional about who gets access to your mind. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Some people are meant to be loved from a distance. Some conversations are meant to end before they waste your time. You must have the courage to walk away from people who pull you backward. It's not arrogance, it's self-respect. You can't build a new life while staying surrounded by those who are comfortable with the old one. If you want to grow, surround yourself with people who challenge you, not those who comfort your weaknesses. Be around those who make you think, who inspire you to do better, who celebrate your progress instead of your excuses. These people might make you uncomfortable at first because they hold you accountable. They won't let you settle for average. They'll question your habits, push you to take action, and expect effort, but that's exactly what you need. Growth doesn't come from comfort, it comes from challenge. Look at anyone who has achieved greatness, and you'll notice they had a circle that supported their rise. Whether it was mentors, peers, or friends, they surrounded themselves with people who believed in discipline, learning, and purpose. They didn't spend time proving their worth to those who doubted them. They invested their time with those who expected more from them. That's what made the difference. It's not about having many people, it's about having the right ones. A few focused, purpose-driven friends are worth more than 100 casual acquaintances. The wrong people will distract you. The right people will sharpen you. The wrong people will make you doubt yourself. The right people will remind you who you are. The wrong people will encourage your excuses. The right people will challenge your potential. If you've ever felt alone on your journey, understand this. Growth often requires separation. When you start improving your habits, focusing on your goals, and working in silence, people who aren't growing will feel uncomfortable around you. They'll say, "You've changed," and they're right, you have. You're no longer living for approval. You're living for purpose. You're no longer chasing comfort. You're chasing growth. In the early stages, that separation feels lonely. You'll question yourself. You'll miss the comfort of your old circle. But over time, that loneliness becomes peace. You begin to enjoy your own company. You find satisfaction in progress. You start attracting people who match your new energy. That's when you realize you didn't lose anyone. You simply made space for better people to enter your life. To build a growth-minded circle, start with alignment. Spend time with people who share your values, not just your interests. Interests can change, but values shape who you are. Be around people who value effort, integrity, learning, and discipline. People who want to win but want to do it the right way. People who believe in consistency, not shortcuts. When you connect with those who live by similar principles, growth happens naturally. The second thing is contribution. Your circle should not just take from you, it should pour into you. Relationships are energy exchanges. Every conversation either gives you strength or steals it. Be around those who pour ideas, encouragement, and knowledge into you, and make sure you do the same for them. Growth-minded people don't compete with each other, they collaborate. They don't get jealous of your success, they celebrate it. They don't want to be above you, they want to rise with you. The third thing is accountability. A strong circle doesn't just cheer for you, it challenges you. They remind you of your goals when you lose focus. They check on your progress. They call you out when you're making excuses. And they do it not to criticize, but to help you grow. The best people in your life are those who won't let you settle for less than your potential. To find growth-minded people, you may need to step into new environments. Join communities that align with your goals. Attend seminars, workshops, or events where people talk about personal growth, business, or mindset. Read books and reach out to those who inspire you. The more you expose yourself to growth environments, the more you'll attract people who think the same way. Also, remember that being around growth-minded people doesn't mean everyone has to be ahead of you. Some may be behind you on their journey, and that's fine. The key is that they have the right attitude, the hunger to learn, the discipline to improve, and the humility to listen. You don't need perfect people. You need people who want to grow. If you want to become strong mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you can't keep company with those who drain your energy. You need people who make you better, people who want more from life, people who have standards, not just dreams. Because over time, your circle becomes your mirror. You begin to reflect what you see around you. So if you're surrounded by laziness, excuses, and distractions, your mind will start to mirror those same habits. But if you're surrounded by discipline, focus, and determination, your standards will rise automatically. You'll start thinking bigger. You'll start working harder. You'll start believing stronger. Every great transformation begins with a decision to change your environment. You can't become your best self in the same environment that made you settle. The moment you start surrounding yourself with growth-minded people, your mindset shifts. You stop wasting time convincing others of your vision because everyone around you already gets it. You stop feeling the need to explain your discipline because your circle respects it. You stop apologizing for wanting more because your circle wants more too. And that's when growth becomes easier. You start moving faster, thinking clearer, and acting bolder. You stop fearing failure because your circle doesn't shame mistakes. They learn from them. You stop doubting your worth because your circle reminds you of your strength. You stop shrinking because your circle refuses to let you play small. A growth-minded circle will change your entire life. They'll expand your perspective, elevate your energy, and hold you accountable to your potential. They'll remind you that success is not a race, it's a shared journey. They'll stand with you through the storms and celebrate you in the sunshine. And most importantly, they'll keep you grounded in the truth that growth never stops. Choose your circle with care. Protect your energy. Align with people who make you better, not bitter. One day, you'll look back and realize that the people you surrounded yourself with either pushed you forward or kept you trapped where you were. Surround yourself with growth-minded people, and your life will reflect their mindset. You'll think higher, act wiser, and live stronger. Your goals will no longer feel impossible. They'll feel inevitable. Because when you're surrounded by the right people, success doesn't just become possible, it becomes your standard. Chapter 6. Turn pain into power and lessons into strength. Every person you see who has achieved something meaningful in life has carried pain at some point. No one escapes it. Pain is life's way of showing us where we must grow. It's not a punishment, it's a teacher. But the difference between those who stay broken and those who rise stronger lies in one thing: how they use their pain. You can either let it control you or let it shape you into something greater. The truth is, pain doesn't destroy you. It reveals what you're made of. When life hits hard, your first instinct is to resist it. You ask why it happened, why you deserve it, and why things couldn't have gone differently. But the people who grow are the ones who stop asking why and start asking, what can I learn from this? What is this teaching me, and what must I change in myself because of it? Mindset changes everything. Because the moment you stop fighting your pain and start learning from it, it stops being your enemy and becomes your power. Everyone wants to be strong, but strength isn't built during comfort. It's built in those silent moments when you're trying to hold yourself together. Strength comes when you wake up after disappointment and still decide to show up. Strength comes when you fail and still keep your vision alive. Strength is built when you face rejection, heartbreak, and doubt, and refuse to let it turn your heart cold. You cannot fake strength. You have to earn it through endurance, through resilience, through patience, when nothing makes sense. Pain, when used right, forces growth that comfort never could. Think about the times in your life when you were most tested. You probably didn't see it then, but those experiences made you more focused, more understanding, more capable. Pain humbles the ego and teaches perspective. It makes you appreciate progress, not just results. It teaches you that life will not go according to plan, but you still have control over how you respond. You see, every setback hides a lesson. Sometimes that lesson is about trust. Sometimes it's about discipline. Sometimes it's about letting go of people or habits that no longer serve you. And sometimes it's about realizing your strength was far greater than you thought. Pain doesn't leave you empty, it leaves you wiser. Every scar tells a story of survival, not defeat. The challenge is that pain doesn't always teach you immediately. It teaches you through time, through reflection, through silence. When you're in the middle of it, all you see is confusion. But when you look back, you realize every experience had a purpose. The problem was that it didn't reveal itself right away. Growth is slow, healing is slow, but both are worth it. When you're going through a hard season, it's easy to feel like it's unfair. But understand this, life will not give you the strength you ask for. It will give you situations that require strength. You don't develop courage in safety, you develop it in uncertainty. You don't grow patience when things go your way, you grow it when you're forced to wait. You don't learn self-control when life is easy. You learn it when everything inside you wants to react, but you choose peace instead. That's how pain becomes your power. If you avoid pain, you also avoid growth. Too many people try to escape it. They hide from failure, avoid challenges, or numb their emotions through distractions. But that avoidance comes with a cost. It keeps them weak. It keeps them dependent on comfort. Every time you escape discomfort, you deny yourself a chance to evolve. Pain is temporary, but the strength it builds lasts forever. When you start seeing pain as a builder, not a breaker, your whole world changes. You begin to use it as fuel. You start thinking differently. Instead of saying, "Why me?" you start saying, "What can I create from this?" You start turning heartbreak into focus, disappointment into determination, and rejection into redirection. You stop blaming others for your suffering and start building from it. That's when your pain becomes your power. Think about how many inventions, movements, and breakthroughs were born from pain. People created solutions because something hurt them enough to want to change it. Pain made them act. Pain made them grow. Pain gave them purpose. When you use pain as motivation instead of a reason to quit, you become unstoppable. You start showing up differently. You work harder, think deeper, and appreciate progress more. Turning pain into power requires a mindset that refuses to stay down. You must train your mind to see value even in suffering. When something goes wrong, ask yourself what kind of strength this experience is trying to teach you. Because every hardship builds a specific muscle: discipline, patience, resilience, empathy, or humility. Those are the traits that carry you through life when talent and motivation fade. And when you've learned from your pain, the next step is turning those lessons into strength. That means applying what you learned. It means setting new boundaries, building better habits, and making wiser choices. Lessons are wasted if you don't live differently afterward. Every painful experience should change the way you see yourself and the way you move through the world. If it doesn't change you, it was just suffering. But if it transforms you, it was growth. Some people spend years holding on to old pain, reliving the same story over and over. They don't realize they're keeping their wounds open. To move forward, you must stop replaying what broke you and start focusing on what it taught you. Healing doesn't mean forgetting, It means freeing yourself from the control of the past. The pain you carry can either keep you prisoner or turn you into a leader. The choice is yours. You will go through things that others will never understand. You will have moments when you question your worth, your purpose, your path. In those moments, remind yourself that pain is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your transformation. You're not being destroyed, you're being rebuilt. You're not losing yourself, you're finding your strength. Use pain as a reminder of what you've overcome. Every time you rise, after being knocked down, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more. You don't need everything to go right to succeed. You just need the strength to keep moving when everything goes wrong. Pain teaches persistence, it sharpens your focus, it toughens your heart without making it hard. It builds emotional armor while keeping your soul soft. When you start turning your pain into power, you begin to inspire others too. People see your resilience and realize they can survive their own storms. Your scars become someone else's hope. That's how you create impact, not by having a perfect life, but by showing that growth is possible even through brokenness. Remember, your pain is not meaningless. Every disappointment shaped you. Every failure taught you. Every heartbreak redirected you. Every challenge built something inside you that comfort never could. You might not see the purpose in it right now, but one day you'll look back and understand that every painful moment was preparing you for something greater. So when pain comes, don't run from it. Face it, learn from it, and use it. Because the same pain that tried to break you can become the power that builds you. The same lesson that made you cry can become the wisdom that guides you. The same storm that made you doubt yourself can become the force that strengthens your belief. You will never eliminate pain from life, but you can always choose how to respond to it. And when you choose to use it, to grow, to rise, to build, you turn your pain into purpose. And that purpose becomes your strength, your peace, and your greatest source of power. Chapter 7. Consistencies will transform your future. Consistency is one of the most underrated powers in the world. Most people chase intensity. They want fast results, quick success, instant recognition. They want to change their life overnight. But the truth is, nothing meaningful happens that fast. Real transformation doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do repeatedly. The future doesn't respond to random effort. It responds to consistent effort. The difference between who you are and who you want to be is built one small, repeated action at a time. Success doesn't ask how smart you are or how lucky you've been. It asks one question: can you stay consistent when progress feels invisible? Can you keep showing up even when no one is watching? Because that's what consistency is about, doing what needs to be done even when it's not exciting anymore. The truth is, consistency isn't glamorous. It's not about motivation, it's about discipline. It's about showing up on the days when you don't feel like it. That's what separates those who grow from those who stop halfway. Every great achievement you see, every successful business, every strong body, every skilled performer was built on quiet, consistent effort. The small steps they took daily created the massive results everyone later admired. You can't see the transformation while it's happening because consistency works slowly, silently, and steadily. It's like planting a seed. You water it, nurture it, and protect it before it ever breaks the ground. That's what your habits are doing every day. They are shaping your character, your future, your destiny. Many people make the mistake of chasing motivation instead of mastering consistency. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes based on emotions. But consistency is a decision. It's a commitment you make regardless of how you feel. If you rely on motivation, you'll quit the moment life gets hard. But if you rely on consistency, you'll move forward no matter how you feel. That's why the people who build lasting success are not the most talented. They are the most consistent. The secret to building consistency is to focus on progress, not perfection. You don't have to be the best today, you just have to be a little better than yesterday. Smalls compound over time. Reading 10 pages a day may not seem like much, but after a year, that's thousands of pages. Saving a small amount of money each week might look insignificant now, but in a few years, it can change your financial situation. Doing a short workout daily might not show results in a week, but in a few months, you'll be stronger, healthier, and more confident. The small things matter because they multiply through consistency. Also builds trust with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. You begin to believe that you can depend on you. That's the foundation of self-respect. Most people don't struggle because they lack ability. They struggle because they keep breaking promises to themselves. They start something, then stop. They set goals, then quit halfway. And every time they do, they weaken their belief. But when you stay consistent, even in small ways, you rebuild that belief, one action at a time. You must understand that consistency doesn't mean doing everything perfectly every day. It means doing something meaningful every day, no matter how small. You don't have to write a book in one sitting, just write one page. You don't have to run a marathon. Just start with 1 mile. You don't have to master a skill overnight. Just practice daily. The little things add up. Consistency turns effort into excellence. It turns time into transformation. Consistency also creates momentum. At first, it feels like nothing's changing. You're putting in the work, but seeing no visible result. That's where most people quit. They underestimate how long it takes for consistency to show results. But those who stay patient start to notice the shift. Slowly, progress begins to compound. Suddenly, opportunities appear. Suddenly, confidence grows. Suddenly, what once felt impossible feels natural. And it all began with small, daily effort that didn't seem to matter at the time. The problem is, many people don't stay long enough to see the reward. They plant seeds and walk away before the harvest. They underestimate the power of time. Consistency, time together. Time will multiply whatever you are consistent in, whether that's good habits or bad ones. So be careful what you do repeatedly, because your future is simply the sum of your repeated actions. Another truth about consistency is that it strengthens your mind. Every day you push yourself to do what you said you'd do. You train your brain to follow through. You build mental toughness. You stop depending on emotion and start depending on commitment. That's how you gain control over your life. You stop being driven by moods and start being guided by principles. You stop waiting for the right time and start making every time the right time. Consistency also helps you handle failure better. When you stay consistent, failure doesn't feel like the end. It becomes part of the process. You know, one setback can't stop you because you're coming back tomorrow to try again. You no longer see mistakes as reasons to quit. You see them as steps toward mastery. That's the power of staying consistent. It gives you perspective. You stop judging yourself by single days or single outcomes. You judge yourself by your effort over time. If you want to change your life, stop chasing intensity and start practicing consistency. You don't need to do everything at once. Just focus on doing something every day that moves you closer to your goal. Stay patient when progress feels slow. Trust that the small steps are adding up, because the habits you build today are building the person you'll become tomorrow. There will be days when you don't feel like doing it. There will be days when you doubt whether it's even working. Those are the days that matter most. because showing up on those days builds more character than all the easy days combined. You don't have to do everything perfectly. You just have to stay in motion. Keep going when it's hard. Keep pushing when it's boring. Keep believing when results haven't shown yet. Consistency isn't about speed. It's about direction. It's about building a rhythm that your life can depend on. You can't control how fast success comes, but you can control how long you're willing to stay committed. Every great change begins with consistent effort. The gym doesn't give you results after one workout. Knowledge doesn't come from reading one book. Wealth doesn't appear after one smart decision. It all grows through repeated effort, through persistence, through the discipline of staying consistent long enough for success to catch up. When you stay consistent, you also inspire others. People notice stability in a world full of inconsistency. They see that you do what you say, that you follow through, and that builds respect. Consistency gives your life credibility. It builds trust not only in yourself, but in those around you. Remember, your life will not change overnight, but it will change over time if you are consistent. Every small action, every honest effort, every disciplined day counts. The person who refuses to quit, who keeps showing up, who keeps improving a little each day, that's the person who ends up winning. So keep going, even when it's slow. Keep improving, even when it's hard. Because consistency is what turns dreams into reality, effort into achievement, and time into transformation. Your future is being built by what you consistently do today. Stay patient, stay disciplined, and stay consistent. One day you'll look back and realize everything you wanted came from the effort you refused to stop giving. Chapter 8. Believe you deserve more and work for it every day. If believing you deserve more is the starting point of every significant change in life. Without this belief, effort feels empty, motivation fades quickly, and goals remain distant ideas rather than realities. It's not about arrogance or entitlement. It's about recognizing your potential and understanding that life offers opportunities to those who prepare and act. Every day, every decision, and every action should reflect the understanding that you are capable of more, that your life can reach heights beyond your current circumstances, and that you owe it to yourself to strive for better. Most people live beneath their potential because they never truly believe they deserve success, happiness, or fulfillment. They let doubt, fear, and negative opinions dictate what they aim for. They settle for less than they are capable of achieving. But the truth is, life responds to what you believe about yourself. If you believe you deserve more, you naturally make choices that align with that belief. You don't wait for permission. You don't ask for approval. You take the steps necessary to grow, improve, and claim the life you want. Belief without action is meaningless. Believing you deserve more is not just a mental exercise. It's a call to consistent action every day. It's showing up when it's inconvenient. It's working on your skills, your health, your mind, and your relationships. It's taking responsibility for your results and refusing to blame circumstances or other people for your lack of progress. Every small effort compounds over time, but only if it is guided by the belief that you are worthy of improvement and growth. Working for more every day requires the willingness to do the tasks no one else wants to do. It requires patience when progress feels slow and courage when challenges appear overwhelming. You cannot simply wish for more or hope that life will hand it to you. You must back your belief with consistent, focused, and meaningful effort. Every day, you plant seeds through your choices and actions, and over time, those seeds grow into results, opportunities, and success that reflect your belief in your own worth. The mindset of deserving more shifts how you approach obstacles. Instead of seeing failures as proof that you don't belong or that you're not capable, you see them as lessons and opportunities to grow, You understand that each challenge is temporary and that persistence and night effort will eventually lead you to the results you seek. Believing you deserve more doesn't eliminate hardship. It gives you the strength and clarity to face it without giving up. To live this belief daily, you must be intentional with your time and energy. Identify the areas of your life that need improvement and commit to making consistent progress. Set measurable goals, track your progress, and hold yourself accountable. Surround yourself with people who support growth and inspire action, because belief alone can falter if it isn't reinforced by an environment that encourages it. The right mindset paired with deliberate action is unstoppable. Believing you deserve more also influences your decisions in relationships, finances, and opportunities. You stop tolerating situations or people that hold you back. You become selective with how you spend your time, understanding that every choice reflects your commitment to your vision of a better life. This belief transforms you from a passive participant in life into an active creator of your own path. You stop waiting for circumstances to change because you recognize that your consistent effort and intelligent choices shape your reality. Every day is a chance to reinforce your belief through action. Start your mornings with intention, review your goals, and prioritize activities that move you closer to what you want. Invest in yourself through learning, skill development, and personal growth. Push yourself to perform even when motivation feels low. Work hard even when no one is watching. This daily commitment builds momentum and confidence, creating a compounding effect that brings your goals within reach. Belief and work are inseparable. You cannot truly believe you deserve more without backing it up through persistent effort. An effort without belief will feel meaningless. Together, they create a powerful cycle. Your belief motivates your action produces results, and those results reinforce your belief. Over time, this cycle transforms your life, your opportunities, and your sense of self-worth. Remember that this process requires patience and resilience. You will face setbacks, and there will be days when progress seems invisible. On those days, your belief must remain strong, guiding your actions regardless of immediate outcomes. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not luck. It's the willingness to keep working every day because they believe they deserve better and when challenged them. To embody this belief fully, you must also develop a vision for your life that excites and motivates you. Know exactly what you are working toward and let that vision drive your daily choices. When your actions are aligned with a clear vision and fueled by the conviction that you deserve success, you create a life that reflects both your effort and your self-worth. Every step you take builds toward a future that matches the potential you already recognize in yourself. It changes how you approach risks. You take calculated actions that others may avoid because you understand that growth requires courage. You don't settle for comfort when you know you are capable of more. You see opportunities where others see obstacles because your focus is on potential outcomes rather than temporary difficulties. This mindset allows you to rise above hesitation and self-doubt, turning every challenge into a stepping stone rather than a barrier. By working every day with the understanding that you deserve more, you create a life that is intentional and self-directed. You build habits, skills, and relationships that reflect your worth. You develop resilience in the face of challenges. You create a track record of progress and accomplishment that cannot be ignored. This is how belief turns into results, and how results reinforce the belief that you are capable, deserving, and ready for more. Ultimately, believing you deserve more and working for it every day is about self-respect. It is about acknowledging your potential, taking responsibility for your life, and refusing to settle for mediocrity. It is about being consistent, disciplined, and intentional with your time, energy, and choices. The life you desire is not just waiting for you to stumble upon it. It is built step by step, day by day, by the person who refuses to accept less than they know they can achieve. Your commitment to believing you deserve more and working relentlessly toward it becomes a defining habit. Over time, this habit shapes your identity, your actions, and your environment. People notice the difference in you. Opportunities begin to align with your efforts. Success becomes inevitable, not because it is guaranteed, but because your consistent work and unshakable belief create the conditions for it to manifest. The path forward is simple but demanding. Strengthen your belief in your worth, take purposeful action every day, maintain discipline, and persevere even when the process feels slow. The life you want is the life that matches the effort you are willing to put in consistently. Every day is an opportunity to demonstrate to yourself that you are capable, that you are deserving, and that nothing can stop the person who refuses to accept less than their full potential. Keep working, keep growing, keep believing. Every day is a chance to move closer to the life that reflects the best version of you. As you take everything from today into tomorrow, remember that true change doesn't come from chance. It comes from choice and consistent action. Every decision you make, every effort you put in, and every thought you nurture either moves you closer to the life you want or keeps you trapped in the life you have. The power to transform your future is in your hands, and it begins with the belief that you deserve more. This belief must be lived daily. It's not enough to feel it in the mind. It must guide every step you take. Show up every day with intention, work harder than yesterday, and refuse to settle for less than your potential. Discipline, focus, patience, and persistence are your allies. They are the tools that take belief from a thought and turn it into reality. Understand that results are not immediate. Progress may feel slow, and setbacks may test your resolve. Those are not signs to stop. They are signals to keep moving, to adapt, and to grow stronger. Your consistency, your determination, and your refusal to quit are what will set you apart from the rest. The life you desire is waiting for the person who refuses to compromise on effort. The person who believes in their worth and backs it up with action. The person who transforms challenges into stepping stones. Keep investing in yourself. Keep building every day, and let your actions speak louder than your fears. When you stay committed, every small effort compounds into extraordinary results. The journey may be long, but every step forward is a victory. Remember that nothing is more powerful than a person who believes they deserve more and works relentlessly to achieve it. Carry this truth with you. Your future is not shaped by luck, but by the choices you make, the work you do, and the belief you hold in yourself. Keep growing, keep striving, and never stop proving to yourself that you are capable of more. Every day is your opportunity to change your life, and the best time to act is now. Stand up, commit to your worth, and move forward. Your life is waiting for the person you are becoming. Make it count.